So I just got the new shelf pin jig from Kreg Tool Company, and right off the bat I like what I see. I like the fact that it's small, seems really durable, and all of the bit storage and indexing pins are actually included in the jig itself, so that way I don't lose it. One thing that I've dealt with for many years is this right here. There's my shelf pin jig. It's just simply pegboard, which it has worked over time, but again, it gets a little bit worn out and not very trustworthy, because I have to actually take the bit, put a piece of tape on the bit so that way I know the depth is exact. And you know what? The cardboard expanding contracts, or I should say the hardboard expanding contracts, and it just over time, I just don't want to be dealing with that because I can make mistakes. I have to take this, put it inside of the cabinet, and depending on what I'm using, it just gets a little bit frustrating because I have to cut it to size, not very adjustable. But it has worked. I'm not going to say it hasn't worked. So it's been good. So this is one of those things that I got and I was like, this is a cool product simply because I can throw it in my bag. And I like the fact that it has a stop on it. If I'm making a cabinet and I'm thinking about the shelf pins beforehand, I can just put it on like that and clamp it in place. Very simple, very easy. But another thing that I thought was interesting is that the stop comes off. So if you, like me, built a bookcase here and want to add a couple of shelves, it simply can just put on the inside, clamp it with a Kreg clamp, drill your screws, or drill your holes, and you're off to the races, which is very, very helpful for somebody like me if you want a little more adjustability. For your normal bookcase, some people want fixed shelves like this, where you know exactly what you're going to put in it. I think that gives a custom look, but say you want to move a shelf up and down just a tick, this way it gives you that adjustability, which is kind of key because, you know, different strokes for different folks kind of thing. The other thing is I hate to see custom cabinets with holes all the way down the sides. That's not very custom to me. That seems more like production work. So this way you can kind of adjust it very simply. So why don't we drill some holes instead of hearing me yap. Again, the bits are right inside the jig. You can't beat that. Nice thing is there's a stop collar right on this drill bit. So that way I know once it's set, I know I'm not going to drill too far, which was a problem with my other jig. Over time, sometimes that tape wears away. So I simply throw it in the drill, tighten the chuck. Now I can take this jig, stick it on the inside of my workpiece, flush with the inside style, or clamp it, grab my drill, and I'm going to do the top two holes. I'll get over here so you can see it. 1 and 2. Do the back. Now, the nice thing about having a bunch of clamps, especially the longer ones, is that now I can just throw it all the way in the back and I can reach. Back there, clamp it in, and I'm done. It doesn't get any simpler and it doesn't get any quicker than that. Again, what I really like about it is it takes sort of you screwing up completely out of the process. Because if I was using this, I'd have to worry about the depth of the actual drill bit. I'd have to worry about exact placement. This just registers right on the inside, right on the back. If you want to put it in the middle, you can do that as well. You just have to clamp it in place. Also, if you're doing a bunch of holes, it has this indexing pin, which you slide in your first hole that you drill, and then that way it indexes all the way up. You can take these and connect them together if you want. You can take two and attach them that way. So it's a really useful little jig, especially for my shop, because I can go into a custom piece of furniture and add shelves wherever I want them. So let's just let's pop it in real quick. Standard 1/4 inch shelf pins, and you just slip them in like that. Grab your shelf. Hopefully I'm not too high. Done. It doesn't get any quicker or simpler than that. Another thing that you can do, you can, right here we have a rail going across because that's a built-in shelf, but you can edge band this with a piece of wood like this, leaving it off just a tick. of that style so it looks like it's built in. Another thing you can do is just veneer tape the front of that shelf so it's obviously finished. You don't want that plywood edge. But a very, very useful tool in my shop. Again, the key is that it's small. I can toss it in my bag. It's not something I have to lug around. Whereas this, I toss this in my bag, it's going to get beaten up over time. There's many jigs out there that are larger in size, but again, I like the compact nature of this. Kreg continues to impress. That's it.